Arguably the most heavily recruited college basketball prospect of your generation, appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated 6 times in 4 years, which is bananas. When did you start getting recruited, and what was they offering you that bag back then?
It wasn't a bag.
Looked more like what?
The trash bag.
I like that. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. I like that.
It was a trash bag.
I like the trash bag. I like the trash bag. I like the trash bag.
That's a big bag.
Yeah, that's a big bag. Healthy.
It was trash. But my mom and dad took care of that. So I know a lot more now than I did back then, right? So Sports Illustrated was cool. You don't expect to do that. It just happens in that era.
How old were you? Not to cut you off. How old were you the first time you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
Like 20.
Okay.
6 times. Crazy.
Like 20.
Mm-hmm.
After my freshman year in college. Next year, freshman year, we go to NIT. We beat UNLV with Sid Green and those guys as well. We beat Kevin McHale and Randy Brewer and those guys. If I came out that year, the year Red Auerbach came to the house with $1 million in a briefcase, put it on the kitchen table and said, you can play with the Mighty Bulls and Celtics if you come to out this year. Kevin McHale wouldn't have gone to the league.
Yeah, you would have changed the course of history for them.
Well, it's every year.
Yeah.
That would have changed. The next year, Isaiah was the first 2 high school athletes to make a Pan American Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
And Puerto Rico. So you go back and look at Bobby Knight was the coach, and Gashefsky was the assistant coach. And so stories there. I go early, I work out, I train, and Gashefsky was teaching me how to do the Bobby Knight system, right? Bobby Knight gets into the practice, and he called me out as a young kid. If you can't your ass can't make it from the baseline and back in 10 seconds, I'm sending your ass home. I made it in 7.
Ooh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I could run, so I made it in 7. So he tried to leave an example, but go back in history, you can see it. We in Puerto Rico, check this out. We're in Puerto Rico getting ready to play a game. We going to practice, and we had a time like 1 o'clock we on the court, and the girls' team was like 10 minutes over. So Bobby goes down and talks to the police officer. They got to get off the court. He's screaming and hollering. He's moving his thing, whatever, and he does like this, boom, smacks the cup.
Bobby Knight does.
And smacks the cup. So we got to come out of the Olympic Village and go get sequestered in a hotel because now we got security. You have to look it up, but it's there. But that whole thing, he's smacking people. So, Isaiah's trying to figure it out. But going back to the story, if I came on my second year, we went to the national title. We got beat by North Carolina. Indiana won the national title that year, the year that Reagan got shot. If I came out that year, Isaiah, like, who's coming out? We didn't have cell phone. We had each other's home number. You coming out, I'm coming out. But he might not have gone to Detroit. And then next year, same thing with the Lakers and Worthy.
Wow.
If I came out. But if I didn't know, I'm got to flip. I'm going to go to the Lakers. I'm going to go to Indiana. Mm-hmm. And we know how the league is.
Right.
I tell people, how did Patrick Ewing end up in New York? Mm-hmm. How did Magic end up in the Lakers? Mm-hmm. And how did Bird end up in Celtics?
How LeBron ended up with Cleveland.
It's a chess game with the league, right? They know they got, you got to have those teams, right? You got to have those rivalries. So some people might say it's fixed. Mm-hmm. And maybe it may not be. I can't say that it is or not, but the league is the best thing in the world, basketball-wise, which we know and love.
Right.
And the game is the game.
So you had, probably earlier, but starting your freshman year in college, each year you could have left. What kept you coming back? You just didn't feel like you were ready yet?
Well, first year I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I came into college at 198 pounds.
So and you said Red Auerbach came to you. This is supposed to be later, but you already spoke on it, so we might as well just run with it. He came to the house with $1 million briefcase. So potentially picking you at what pick would have been? Did they have the number
First
1
pick?
And so he felt you were ready for the number 1 pick. You just didn't feel like you were ready as the number 1 pick.
Okay, you're going there with Chief, Perry.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And ML Carter. My body wasn't ready.
Okay.
Today they take a guy and like Embiid and all that. Okay, you're not quite ready. We're not gonna play you as
develop
much.
you.
We're gonna sit you on the sideline. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't care about that.
Throwing you in
Red
the fire.
or that suitcase, one of them was gonna stay here. Both of y'all ain't leaving.
Both ain't leaving. Okay, the briefcase open, right? And there's $100 bills on top
Oh
of
my
the briefcase.
God.
But you don't know what's under it because he won't let you touch it. But there's pictures of him coming in the house.
Tyrone, come in. Stick in the door. You don't know us.
And he had Larry Fitzgerald there. Mr. Fitzgerald that owned the team as well. But it is what it is.
Wow.
Coming into college, 198, and then after my first year, about 205.
Yeah.
So I gained 18 pounds between my freshman and sophomore year. Mm-hmm. Then I weighed them every day.
Your era of basketball didn't have AAU.
No.
So it was 5-star and stuff like that. How was it, moving through that to try to be seen? And was there any Hall of Famers that coming up around the time with you?
There was 5-star, but I never played.
You never played 5-star.
So it was the first one I went to. So I went to Kentucky basketball camp. Auerbach was there, et cetera, et cetera. But the one I went to first was called Bill Cronauer that started all the recruiting services. So we go to Millersville, Georgia, and my high school coach drives me to Georgia in the back of his station wagon. So he's driving doing his thing. You get there, I go to sign in, and there's no Ralph Sampson on the roster. There's a Wayne Sampson, but no Ralph Sampson. So all the names were just messed up, right? So I check in, we get there, and they pull you aside. You go by the rules. They say, well, here are the rules. If you see somebody run across the court and they get the ball, don't mind them. Just let them do their thing. So we were in a mental institution.
Oh, shit.
And so they had people in the stands, and they would go get the ball and just run around. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? But between that and the sleeping quarters were military barracks. So you want to go take a dump, it's like we sitting right here.
Next to you. Hey, how you
Next
doing?
to each other.
Oh, man.
No air condition, no nothing. So that was the first one. But the likes of the team were there: James Worthy, Isaiah Thomas, Dominique Wilkin, Antoine Carr, Clark Kellogg.
Oh, everybody.
I mean, the list was massive, right? And we all played. We had a union where, like, everybody don't really know. Antoine Carr was the baddest dunker in the league at that point in time. So he'd do some stupid shit, right? And so, it got a little heavier, we do dunk contests. Okay, here, Antoine, you win it. We do it, but you win
I
it.
didn't know he had bounce like that.
He had funky stuff.
Did he?
I mean, he had, Dominique was good, but
He
Dominique
wasn't
couldn't compete
Really?
with Antoine Carr back in the day.
Crazy. I never
in
heard
high
that.
school, like,
Yeah.
he got a little heavier, did his thing, but then Dominique took it off in that level, but he was a bad boy.
That's dope.
What are your thoughts on holdbacks in high school? And what age did you arrive at Virginia?
I came out of high school and I was 18.
18.
Going to high school, going to Virginia. So 18, going to my 19th birthday.
You believe in this 6-year senior shit now, motherfucker 30 years old and still a freshman? Just to be good in basketball?
That JUCO rule they changed.
Yeah, so don't
You
count
go
against
JUCO
you.
4 years. Then I come back and go to regular school 4 years.
You 90.
27, 28. Last year, the year before, one of the college teams
Was older than the Thunder.
than the NBA team.
Auburn.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It was
older than
Auburn.
the NBA team. Yeah.
Auburn. And still lost.
Still lost.
That's crazy. Everybody on your team got kids and retirement already, and they losing in the NCAA tournament. That's crazy, bro.
But I mean, the system broken, so
Yep.
I feel sorry for the high school kids.
Yep.
That's
They
why
never go get recruited to major college.
my son's going through it right now.
Yeah.
They gonna never get recruited.
And what's his name? Bettino came out and said,
He
I'm
said
not,
it. He
I'm
can't
not
recruit 'em.
recruiting high school kids. They're not going to help me win. And I'm thinking that's so ass backwards because college is for young kids coming in, trying to figure a way out. And now you got 25, 26, 27-year-olds. And I don't even blame the players because it's the system that's broken.
Yeah,
and
the
I don't
system.
blame the coaches because their jobs are on the line if they don't win. So naturally you think an older kid is going to help
So-
me more than a 17
So
or
it makes us
18-year-old.
think that it's okay for the
Yeah.
players to make NIL money.
But it's still
They
fucked
do better
up.
giving guys out of college that play sports another opportunity. The guys, they got certain guys that's in jail that got a bad hand and they probably need a second chance. I would rather give those guys an opportunity than somebody 40 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just think the cap
That ain't gonna go pro anyway.
I think
No,
the
no,
cap.
it-
I think the cap should be 24. I think 24. I mean, that's what 6 years removed from high school. If you can't figure it out, as far as sports goes, go back and get your degree and do whatever you want to do. But I mean, I just think college. The point of college is to help develop young kids coming out of high school, and that's not to.
Well, I mean, the high school coaches are not like they used to be.
No, they're not teaching.
And so you got guys out there that run the AAU teams, don't know the fundamentals of the game at all. So they just want to get one and go to pro and
Ride their
ride the
coattails.
wave. But the sad part is I did a tournament this year and we had 42 teams from Australia, 42, that the Australian government paid for them to come to the United States and go to these major tournaments. They paid the freight. Their travel bill was crazy. And then their food bill at the tournament was $50,000. But they want those kids to come over and play in the
Get the
United States.
experience. Yeah.
Now we got to get kids to go over there to play, but the money's not that great over there, right? So it's reverse.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
why
trying
I
to come over
started
and
off
play.
in
They're trying to put them in.
Did you
go to
down
school.
under, mate?
In Sydney.
Yeah.
Broke my foot the first 2 weeks there though, so.
Chasing
Didn't
kangaroos?
get a chance.
Chasing kangaroos?
Nah, I just went down there instantly buying weed and dope and shit. Just
It wasn't right.
Yeah.
ACC Rookie of the Year 3-time, ACC Player of the Year 3-time, Player of the Year 3-time, first team All-American in Virginia College, but you played in the heyday of the ACC.
Real ACC.
Jordan, Perkins, and Worthy were at North Carolina. I'm sure there's a lot of other names, but take us back to what the ACC was like when you were coming up.
There was a pro player, at least 2.
On every team.
On every ACC team.
Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, and the worst team was Clemson, but they had Larry Nance,
Yeah.
Moose. They had 3 professional
pros,
but they were on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Maryland with the great level. You had Albert King, Buck Williams, Ernie Graham, and the boys up there. And you had to fight every time you go up there.
Were you before Len Bias?
I played against him 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was he like?
You know, they had a depleted team, but you could see,
He had it.
yeah, he had that special thing, and you could see it being developed. And the question was, could Lefty, take him where he needed to go, right?
Yeah.
Which was really a question in DC the whole year. But he had that thing.
MJ stories or battles against him at a younger age, at the college level?
I mean, we played college against each other, obviously. We won some games, they won some games, but there was one game, we down in North Carolina, and he's in his mode, I'm in my mode. We dunking Worthy. I'm throwing lobs and bring the ball to court. So we up, and I look up, and we down there, we playing defense, and Michael's now in his Michael mode and defensive mode. So he goes and they need a steal, they need something to change the game. He steals the ball from my point guard and goes down dunks and does one of them, whatever, and then they end up winning the game. So he was in that mode, but only one that ever stopped Michael from scoring, Dean Smith.
That's it.
Never. And he could have scored more, but when you got Worthy,
Perkins,
Doherty,
yeah,
you got a squad, right?
Loaded.
Jimmy Black, they had top 10 guys who could play.
They had that rule in North Carolina, like nobody could average more than 20 points.
Right, he had that rule. Yeah, you couldn't. He didn't want anybody to score 20 points. But if you go to North Carolina, there's a story about you're gonna have him. So Charlie Scott, good friend, was the first black player in the ACC, and he got disrespected down there, whatever. But Dean Smith took care of him. So that history was there, and everybody saw it. Michael saw it, Worthy saw it, and they all gravitated because he broke the code in the Southern Belt, right? Maryland was Maryland. They had players, John Lucas, Lynn Elmore, those guys, right? But Charlie Scott's the one that broke that North Carolina code, and he should get a lot of credit for that.
Truth about you getting death threats, some dorm incidents. I mean, you faced a lot of racism. You mind speaking on any of that?
Yeah, I didn't know it until after the fact. Coach Dave Odom, years later, sit me down. He was coaching in South Carolina, and we had a long conversations about what was going on. And so one year I was a senior, and go back even when there was freshmen still. All the mail that came to UVA, we had a lady, a secretary, that handled all the mail. I never saw it. They handled it. Miss Holland did it. They would sign stuff, send back, and so I could do what I needed. So they was reading all the mail back then. And so one incident was happening, a couple of different things. So I lived on the lawn my senior year. Both be prestigious, but no bathroom. You got to run down the hall, go down whatever, but you live on Thomas Jefferson lawn, so that's cool. People didn't want a black man to live on the lawn.
Explain what the lawn is for those who don't know.
The lawn is, when Thomas Jefferson built the school, he wanted to see his university. So he has Monticello, which sits on the mountain where his main house was. And he had the rotunda so he could see the space. Now, even today, airspace, planes can't fly.
You can't fly through it?
Can't still fly through it today. You can't build anything higher than the lawn. So there were these row houses, and they were small rooms that had a sink in it and a bed, a fireplace, and that was it, and a desk. So Edgar Allan Poe, all historical guys lived on the lawn. Okay. And there's still some rooms there that's still old, you can see. So I got an award. I had to write a paper, stuff like that. I got on the lawn from that time, but it's prestigious, Ralph Sampson on the lawn. I would change my number 6 to number 9, and put number 9 to number 6, because I would get somebody knocking on the door all the time. Somebody, young lady, I guess in the back of the lawn, whatever, got raped. And so Coach Allen said, you got to get out, because they might try to put that on you. So we moved out of the city. And then I get there, and somebody tracked. We talked about the bag earlier. So my car, and my mom still is going to deny it today, but I had a conversion van, is what I drove from my second year on. and I had the seats in and stuff like that. And it had a stereo system in it. And they start stealing the stereo system out, So we got an alarm on it, whatever. And God bless his soul, one of the famous doctors there said, okay, we're gonna stop that. He gave me his .357 Magnum and taught me how to shoot and said, if you hear somebody coming in and the sheriff was there, if you hear somebody coming to get your car, just shoot down through the window and call us. Fortunately, I went to sleep the night they did it. And so it was a lot of that in the end that I didn't know. But after my senior year, I started to understand a little bit more. So it was a lot of letters and hate mail from different schools that I didn't know. And so one year that it happened, I stayed in Coach Allen's basement.
Wow.
I lived in his basement. But I didn't know what was going on at that point.
Not even your greatness could stop the hate. Crazy.